Hi everyone, it's Laura Milligan and I wanted to just do a quick video today to show you how I created this card. So let's get started. The base of this card is Old Olive, and I'll just start. This is a full sheet, 8.5 by 11, and first thing I like to do is use my scoring blade. Turn that so you can see it. And I'm going to score the whole length of this at 4 1/4. So the lighter color is the scoring blade, so I'm just going to go down and back, and then I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2. So I'll have 2 card bases. Okay. Then I want to cut a 1/2 inch off the front of this. Okay, I think I'm done with my trimmer now. I'll set that aside. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Okay. And so then, and I'll set this piece aside as well. So here's my card base. Okay, set that aside a moment. And then I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White cardstock. I have already cut this 3 1/2 inches by 5 1/4, and that's going to fit on that front panel. So to do the stamping on this, as you can see, these are perfectly placed, perfectly spaced, and there's no way I could do that by myself. So I brought in my Stamparatus. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to position that about right there. It's just about 1/4 inch from the edge. And when I use my Stamparatus, I prefer to use these Stampin' Spots. Now you of course can use your regular ink pads for this, but I just find these make it a little less messy. It avoids getting ink all over your plate. Let me scoot this over a little bit so you can see. There we go. So we'll ink that up. The other thing I do, just a little tip, is I punch out a 1/2 circle of cardstock that coordinates with whatever ink is in this. This is Old Olive, so I put a dot on the top and the bottom, so that way I know what color that is, what color I've inked that up with. Okay, so we're going to do the first one. Okay. And the nice thing about the Stamparatus, of course, is if you miss a couple spots, you can go back and do it again and it will be perfectly placed. So that's a good way to fill that all in. Then I'm going to pick this up and move it down. This is called the Hinge technique. And when the Stamparatus first came out, we all did this. I did it. It was really fun. And I actually kind of forgot about this technique. So when I saw these big words, it kind of brought this idea back to my mind, and it's a fun card to make. Okay, so there's that one. And again, I'm going to pick it up and move it down 1 spot. I'm going to do this 4 times. Okay, there's number 3. I think I need to adjust my magnet. There we go. Oh, I didn't do very well on that. So that, like I said, that's the beauty of the Stamparatus. I'm going to go back over that. Do it one more time. That looks better. It's kind of fun because you actually, if you're doing this Hinge technique, you could change the ink color and have different colored words going down the front of your card, or you could do, you don't have to ink it up each time, you could do like an ombre effect. But for this card, I just inked it all each time. Okay, so there's that. There's the start of it. And then I just felt like there was a little bit too much space between this. So I pulled in my stamp set. This is the Ornate Thanks stamp set, and that's where this So Grateful comes from. And then there's all these smaller words. And so I got the idea of filling in some of these spaces with some of these little words. So I picked out 4 different ones. And when I wanted to position these, I'll just show you on this one. Let me move my magnet up. So for example, if you haven't used a stamparatus before, let me show you how you do that. You just pull these off, you take your stamp and you position it where you want it to be. And so I did that with all 4 of these images. And then you have the stamped side down, the part that you will ink. That looks pretty good. Move this over just a titch, just about right there. Okay. Yeah. So then when you close your plate, it picks up those images. So for this one, I'm going to use terracotta tile. And again, I have my little Stampin' Spot. These come uninked in a pack. You get several. I'm thinking it's 5. And you just take a refill, a re-inker, and saturate this with color. Okay, and then we'll just do that. And you can see these will be perfectly positioned just where I wanted them. Okay, just like that. Isn't that fun? Let me show you also, because these stamps were so close to the edge of my paper, I like to use, under my grid sheet, I like to use this Deluxe Foam Mat, and it just slips right in to the stamparatus, and then I add this paper. It allows for really good stamping close to the edge there and up here as well. So you might want to check that out. All right, I'm going to set this aside. Now I'm just going to put the card together. So I'll start with this piece, and that's going to be attached to the card front. I'll use dimensionals. Pop this up. That's going to fit right there on that small panel. And then the inside panel is a 4x5 1/4 piece of Whisper White. I always line my cards with these little panels like this. I think it just makes it nice. It kind of finishes off the card. So we'll position that in place. And then I used the Ornate Borders dies, and I cut 3 flowers. And these are the little dies I used for that. 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. So I'll use all 3 of those on my card front. And then I used this die, also from that same set of dies, the Ornate Borders dies. And I cut this beautiful die. Isn't that pretty? I love the detail. It's really pretty. So that's going to go on the inside panel, and it's going to sort of just peek out over the corner, and I'm purposely going to overlap that a little bit so that it's going beyond the edge, and then you can see a little bit of it. And I don't know which way looks better. I want a lot of this to show. Yeah, I think maybe that way's better. So you can see it's a little bit too long here, so I'm just going to trim. I'll take my paper snips and just trim. I think I can do it if I do it right here. And I'm just going to follow the lines where I think, let's see if that works. Oh, it's still a little bit too long. So I'm just going to kind of create my own little petals here, like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then to attach this, I'm going to use glue dots. You could also use your liquid glue. Okay, that is sticky. I'm going to pick these up with I'm just putting these glue dots on some of the bigger flowers. Okay, that should be good. So we'll put that there. I'm putting it as close to the edge as I possibly can. So that'll stick out a little bit like a little peekaboo. Then I'll take a strip of the old olive ribbon. This is a combo pack that comes with the Ornate Garden Suite. There's a bolt of this old olive, and then there's also a bolt of the terracotta tile. So I'll just cut a little strip of that, and I'll attach this also with glue dots to the card front. Just right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the flowers. Again with my glue dots. One there. To do this hinge technique, it works best with an image that's maybe an inch or so wide, or high, I guess I should say. So if you look in your stamp collection and see what you have that's close to an inch, you should try this technique. It's really fun. Okay, and then to finish the card, I'm just gonna bring in, these are the beautiful gilded gems that are also part of this suite. And I'll just put those right on the centers. These come in 3 sizes. I'm going to use one of the medium sizes and 2 of the small. Just put those in place. Maybe adjust that one a little bit. It looks like this. Okay. This one might need another glue dot under there because that is stuck on the ribbon, but I think it's okay. All right. So there's the card. And it's fun to open it up and see that beautiful border. And if you're interested in any products, please visit lauramilligan.stampinup.net. That is my online store, and I would certainly appreciate your orders. I will have a list of the supplies used in the comments below this video, and as always, I hope you have time to be creative today.